Fortune found us the same way that it finds most people. Ashley and I were just going right through life. Had been a high school football coach in the state of Arkansas for 10 years, and we loved what we did. We had won a couple state championships. We were not looking to do something else, but we had at that time our third child, and we have 4 now, but what we wanted to do was keep Ashley home with our children. And to do that on a high school coach's salary in Arkansas was very tough, we found out once we made the decision to do it. And we weren't looking for something else, but we were always doing something else, mowing yards, landscaping, doing what people do to make extra money. And my dad in Memphis, Tennessee exposed me to this business, and when we saw it, it made a lot of sense. We saw these name brand companies, all the cell phone carriers and the home security systems and the home phone services and the TV, and when we saw this business and the ability to create residual income, it really struck us. There were 2 issues we had when we first saw this. We didn't have any extra money sitting around our house and to invest in a business. And the other issue we had is coaching there at a 5A football program in the state of Arkansas. We had no time. We opened the weight room at 5:30 in the morning, and thanks to my dad letting us borrow the money to get started, we got started in the business and just on a part-time basis. And there's a couple of key principles that you have to apply if you're going to make a big change in your finances. And one of those principles is that you have to stop trading your time for money and start leveraging your time for money. Meaning that you can't just show up every day and put in 8, 10, 12 hours a day and then spend an extra 2 to make extra money and think that you're really going to get ahead. We tried it. As a high school football coach, we went out and mowed yards, we did landscaping, did all kind of things, and we made some extra money. But the second we spent it, it was always that balancing scale. Do we give up another Saturday to go mow yards so we can have some extra money? Or do we stay at home on a Saturday and spend some time with the kids but not have any money to do anything? It's hard to believe that we've been now full-time for 4 years in this company, and it's really given us our life back. We have 4 children. Ashley not only stays home with them, but I have a lot of free time in the day with them now. We live here on a lake at Lake Norman, North Carolina now. We used to live in a little 2-bedroom house on campus, and we actually shared a car when we first joined the company. The first thing I bought, Ashley, when we went full-time was a brand new Denali. That was one of the first lifestyle changes that we had due to our new business. We have 4 young kids, and we're able to go out on the boat on a weekday instead of having to wait to the weekend. And we're able to go. We went down to Mexico last year, and instead of spending 2 days, we spent 2 weeks. And I can remember as a high school football coach that we basically would go to 6 Flags for 3 days and borrow the money to do that and then have to pay it back the entire next year. And this is a business that if you want to, on a part-time basis, will allow you to do some things that maybe your real job's not going to allow you to do ever. And the neat thing is that anybody can do it with just a little bit of work and time. It's never how hard you work in life. It really is how smart you're working. And if you're not doing something that's leveraging your time out or building some residual income, you've got to look at what you're doing from a different perspective. It's, losing weight is real simple. You eat a little bit less and you work out a little bit, and most of the time the pounds are going to come off. And a lot of times people don't look at their finances that way, but getting wealthy is also a science. There are certain things that must be applying in your everyday work habits to become wealthy. And if you're not doing something that's multiplying your efforts, if you're only getting paid for your time, you can run into a bind in a hurry. And that's the way we were as a football coach. We worked extremely hard, sometimes 16, 17 hours a day, but most of the time on the 15th and 30th, we never had enough money to pay our bills. We were having to borrow money, mow an extra yard to get by. Our lifestyle has forever changed. A lot of times in the morning, we'll wake up and go and look at the computer at our back office and see that we've actually made more money. It's all the principles in becoming wealthy. If your time is not leveraged or your money's not leveraged, if you're only making money on what you do, it's very, very difficult to ever get ahead. And this opportunity gives you a chance to not only leverage your time and multiply your efforts, but the neat thing it gives you is everything that you do here builds residual in nature. So after you put a little time into this and you build yourself a $5,000 or a $7,000 or a $9,000 a month check, whatever you want, or much more if you want to put the time into it, you can actually stop doing this and the income continue to come. And I think the thing that we enjoy the most is our freedom now. Freedom is, you've got to have money to have freedom, but the ability for us to go out on the boat in the middle of the week instead of just on a Sunday afternoon, or the ability to go to Mexico and spend 2 weeks instead of 2 days. The part about this business that attracted us the most early on was the simplicity of it. In our business, we only do 2 things. We gather our multi-billion-dollar companies, just a few customers, and start drawing residual income. And then we find other people just like ourselves that want to better their lives, that want to increase their retirement so in their retirement years they can really go enjoy life. that want to send their kids to college without acquiring student loans. I think one of the travesties of our American society is we send our kids off to college and they go in debt at college, and then they get married as they come out of college and they have to acquire $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 worth of debt getting started. How neat would it be to look your kids in the eyes and say, hey, your college education is on me, and your marriage is on me, and your appliances in your new house are on me, and your down payment on your new house is on me. And that's something we all want to do. The only reason we all don't do that is because most of us don't have the ability to do that. The residual nature of our business is what sets it apart from any traditional business. It's irrelevant to the amount of money a person makes if they never get the time to go and enjoy it. And I think that's one of the things that Ashley and I have treasured the most, is the time freedom that it's given us as a couple. More important than that, the time freedom that it's given us with our children. In life, if you're struggling for money, it's real difficult to help other people. And this business allows you that chance to not only help yourselves, but put you in a position that you can help a lot of other people, not only with money, but it's going to free your time up and allow you to do that. As I think about this, Ashley, if you got to be rich and poor, it's much better to be poor first, because it would be difficult now to go backwards and mentally be able to accept not helping other people. The neat thing about Fortune is it is the blueprint. Paul has the company set up debt-free. If you don't owe anybody any money, you can't go bankrupt. We've aligned now with multi-billion-dollar companies, so we're not dependent upon any particular industry. The model that Paul has created here ensures us that this company will be here for our grandkids, great-grandkids. And the reason for that is it doesn't matter what comes and goes, because with Fortune, we're just that middleman, always evolving in with time, with what the person's going to need in their house. And it allows us here, I get so excited about this because it allows us as individuals to go out and build ourselves a secure income and take really our future into our own hands instead of depending upon somebody else.